So hello guys. Is your WordPress telling you your themes and plugins are not compatible, or are you getting this message whereby they say your PHP version is too old and that you should update it? If that's your case, and then we can solve that. And so what we're going to do is we are going to go to our hosting dashboard. Let's go to our hosting dashboard. So you can to do that, you can just go to a new tab. I have mine here. So and I'm using Pantheon. So what we are going to do is we are going to check for the status of our PHP version. So let's come to this status here. And so the thing is, if your PHP version is old, you see an option to change the PHP version here. Or you can check this. There is this multi PHP tab where you can um there's this multi PHP tab where you can actually change your PHP version. It's not on Pantheon here, but if you're using the different hosting, you could see it. Now, you should ensure your development mode is on SFTP and not on GIT. Please don't make that mistake. And so the next thing we are going to do is we are going to, since we cannot on the status here, we can't change it. Although I've done it here, I've done mine, I've upgraded my own to PHP version 8.5. But still on still, Pantheon, like if it's only if it's very old, you're given the option to update your PHP version. The instances whereby your PHP version will be updated, but it's still not updated to the latest PHP version and can also cause conflict between your PHP version and your plugins and or PHP version and themes. So in that kind of case, if you can't change the PHP version yet to a newer version, you should check your file manager. Now I can't find my file manager in this hosting dashboard. Like I don't know what this file manager is. Probably because I'm using a sandbox plan. But although I downloaded a plugin, a file manager plugin, which is WP File Manager, this is it here, and I was able to see this Pantheon Y Pantheon.yml file. I'll show you guys now. Um, yes, this is the file, and this is the file that contains the PHP version and how to change the PHP version. So basically, you're going to just edit the file and change the PHP version there. But the issue is I can't edit it. Like there's no edit option here. Even if you try to download it, like you right click it and try to you can't you can't touch that except you want to delete it, and which I will not advise you to do. So if you can't do it here too, the only option, not the only option though, a way for you to go around that is to use my method, and that's to like outsource, rather that's to download or edit the PHP version by using a tool, and that is filezilla. So what we are going to do is we are going to install this application called filezilla. Let me check. So yes, this is the application here. It's called filezilla. So let me open it. So this is the one of this like possibly the most important tool we will need. And so I'll need you guys to rewatch this video over now because it's a long process. It's actually a long process. So first thing what we are going to do is we are going to know some things. So first off, we'll need to clear this cache. It's not really needed though, but we can just do something like that. And so we are going to click this connection info, and now we are going to need this connection info in the filezilla app we just opened. So let's go. So we will need this information: our host, our port, our username. Now we see this generate SSH key. We do not have that, and it's a public key that identifies your hosting with the computer. So to generate our SSH key, what we are going to do is we are going to go to our command prompt, Windows R if you are using Windows. So okay, I did that recently, and that's why it's showing here. So what we're going to do is let's should still have there is this name. I'm coming, guys. Press a little bit long. I forgot some steps, but I guarantee you're on the right track. This is the code we're going to type into our command prompt for Windows and Linux. So that is it. So let's go to our command prompt and let's type that. So now, the next thing to do is we don't need to type anything. We just um press enter twice. Yeah. So now what happened is that it has generated our SSH keys. And how do we know that? We go to our file manager and confirm. We'll see an SSH folder there. So let's confirm. Let's go to our file manager. Well, I've done mine. So I'll advise you to confirm from your end. But I've done mine so we can see it here. So basically we have two type of keys. We have the private key and the public key. The private key is a publisher. It's idrsa.pub, not public. It's publisher. That's the extension. So it's a Microsoft Publisher document, as we can see, and it contains our private key, while the next one contains our public key. So these are public keys what we paste onto Pantheon. I'll tell you guys the process, but I just want you to know that these are private key and these are public key. We are going to go to Pantheon. Let's go to um so let's so what we're going to do is we are going to um go to Pantheon, and we are going to go to our user settings. So like what we said, we want to put our public key into our SSH key. So like I've actually done this. So what you will do is you click on this add new key. If you click on this add new key, so what we are going to do is we are going to go to my publisher isn't opening. If yours is opening, fine. But if it's not opening, you can just try to edit in Notepad and then copy the key, copy everything. So one key distinction: your public key is always shorter than your private key. So you could copy that. So that should be an indication. So we can copy that and we could place that here. And we place that here. Save. So now we've connected our computer with Pantheon. Understand? So I've read the key already. So what the next thing to do is to go to filezilla, the application we just installed, and then on this file we click on site manager, and then we can create a new site. So you could name it anything. It could be website learning. Just name it anything, and so on this protocol we are going to click on SFTP, SH file transfer protocol, and this host it's um I mean, this host will get it here in our SFTP panel here. So this is the host. We are not no we are not copying this. This is the database. This is SFTP. What we are doing. So we are going to copy this host, and we are going to paste that in FileZilla. The port is most of the times 22222. So let's copy it there is. So we'll paste that here. The logon type is going to be key file. Please note that logon type is key file. And I'll need you guys to rewatch this video over and over to make it stick. And the user is our username. So our username is here, and then our key file is our private key. Now we pasted our public key to Pantheon to be able to that was our SSH key, on Pantheon. Now, our key file would be um our key file is this, is our private, is our yes, is our private key, and this is our private key here. This is our private key here. So we are going to, no, I made a mistake. That's actually our public key. That's actually our public key. It's always confuses me. So let's go again. So this is our private key here. This is our public key here. Private, public, favor, private, public. Yes. So yes, and that's an indication. If you don't get any errors, that's actually an indication that you pasted the correct private key. So we'll click connect, um and now good. We could see successful, and we could see on this right side a list of files, and this is our WordPress files. We could see these are WordPress files. You see the slip 64 files. Everything here is on our server on Pantheon. So what we want to do is we will want to go to code. Now, yes, this is where we'll find our Pantheon.yml, what we saw on our file manager that we couldn't edit. So we don't need to edit that. What we just need to do is we will now need to copy, we will need to create a um we need to create a text document. Now I've created my own, but we could create another one again. Now, this is what we are doing. What we are trying to do is we are trying to update our PHP version. So we do not need to download anything. What we just need is a simple line of code to tell Pantheon that yes, I want to update this my PHP version. So what we need to do is we create a text document. Create a text document. We'll name it Pantheon.yml. Now, please no, do not name it Pantheon.yml.txt. It's a file. It's not a text file. So we can name it that, save it. So when we will now try to edit it. So what we are trying to do is we'll try to put this code. There is this this code here. Now I'm making my own 8.5. So the PHP version is to 8.5. So we will, let's rather copy it, put the one of 8.5. Yes. So it now cause any mix up. So now we'll edit it. So that's all we need to do. That's just all we need to do. And then we will click on, so basically it will save like that. So you could cross check if you wrote the correct thing. So that's basically it. So we could see the version here, PHP version 8.5, PHP version 1. So that's all we need to do. Now it has been saved on our folder, and FileZilla sees this. So when we go to our SSH, we can drag. You could see Pantheon.yml.txt. This is what we exactly. This is what we don't want. So wow, I meant to rename it. So this is Pantheon.yml. Now, but if you've not done this before, it should work. I've done this before. That's why I assume the file name already exists. So basically, so what you need to do is when you've changed the extension to Pantheon.yml, what you do is you drag it underneath this Pantheon.yml file. Good. Now it says the target file already exists. It will still tell you the target file already exists, even if you've not done this before, because there was already an old um, Pantheon.yml with an old PHP version. So what you need to do is you don't need to worry, just overwrite. And when you overwrite, you get this transfers finished. And what you then need to go to your um posting back, you should get a warning sign telling you changes has been made. What you then need to, let me refresh, it should show that. If it's not showing that, it's probably because I've done that before. So now it's not showing that for me, but it should show that for you because you've not done that before. And so if it shows that, you see a warning sign that you've not, that there's been on server changes, you should commit to those changes. So what you need to do is you could just type anything. You could say, um, let me see, updated PHP version. Here we go. And so you commit changes. So when we do that, so when we you see updated PHP version, here we go. Okay, yes, this is what we did. So we completed it 5 minutes ago. So now we've done that, and how we know that our PHP version is updated is when we go to this status and then we check for our PHP version. So if your PHP version was a lower version, you should now see an higher version that you set it to. So now mine was 8.2 before, and now it's 8.5. So you could then go back to your admin dashboard and check for those errors that were initially showing. Are they still there? Is it still showing you your plugins and PHP version are not compatible? It shouldn't. And if it is, then it's the fault of the. Then actually, it's a part on the plugin developer to make it compatible with that PHP version. So it's either you've not updated your plugin or your theme to match that PHP version, or it's on the part of the developer to make it compatible. So and that's how to do that. So thank you.